Eating, not allowed on.
And he doesn't like it.
I
He
don't
hates
like,
the
I
crunchiness.
can't stand the crunchy
But
food.
more
Anyway.
serious things have happened. Donald Trump has just become president of the United States. It's a catastrophe. But when I'm crunching,
Rory, I'm trying so hard to contain what I'm actually thinking and feeling inside and project a sense of, balance and etc. So
that could be the straw that breaks
could be the thing that tips me over. Now listen, we've got half an hour to go in the second of these 3 live streams that we're doing. Just a couple of points on the scale of this. Trump's performance in Iowa, where there was this poll at the weekend that got the Democrats very excited, looks set to be the strongest for any candidate in the state since 1972. In Ohio, it's the best of any candidate since 1988. That poll that I mentioned was out by 17 points.
And that's Seltzer, the great hero that cheered us all up.
She's going to get scattered over the city of Des Moines like she feared.
And Trump's performance in Florida is the best for any candidate since 1988. So there's no getting away from it. This is an incredible political comeback, success story, call it what you will. And even though we can all say, as we do the whole time, the guy's a liar, the guy's a racist, the guy's a misogynist, etc., it is an incredible thing that he's pulled off here. So I think this is something Anthony and I were talking about just during the quick break. I think all of us, with the exception of Dominic, need to sort of reflect a little bit. Well, what did we get wrong about the whole? What did we get wrong? I think Peter Hyman had some interesting insights into this, and it goes to what Dominic was saying about maybe being a bit patronising. Because we don't think a certain way, we can't understand why other people. But what do you think we got wrong?
Well, I got it totally wrong. I thought Kamala Harris would win, and I believed she would win comfortably. I thought it would be over quite quickly. Despite the polls showing 50-50. Why? Well, I can repeat my arguments. They were technical arguments about young African-American voters and how they would turn out, her ground game, the money, the performance of Biden's administration. It's all turned out to be wrong, completely wrong. I don't think, though, that I was fundamentally wrong because I'm patronizing towards people. I never felt that. I never felt that as a politician in Britain. I didn't feel I was patronizing towards my Brexit voting constituents. I think I was wrong because I'm an optimist. And I hate the idea of being right pessimistically. I think you can be a false prophet and right. You can align yourself with the worst instincts of humanity. You can assume that everything's going to hell in a handbasket, or you can hope. And my bet on Kamala Harris was a bet on the American people. It was a bet on liberal democracy. It was a bet against populism, and it was a bet on hope.
So are we wrong to think that can work? That's the really difficult thing that this sort of confronts us with.
Well, it's so difficult because, of course, I felt in a very minor way, in Britain, seeing Boris Johnson take over, this just proves everything that I feared. The bad people win, populism triumphs. And I've spent a long time trying to pull myself together and see moments of light and inspiration. You've just written a book inspiring young people to get involved in politics. We have to believe that the Middle East peace process can still be solved, the two-state solution is possible, that peace can come back to the world, and that the world can get back onto a better trajectory. But tonight is a very, very devastating body blow. This is 25% of the global economy. This is the world's largest, oldest, most mature democracy that has just voted for a multiple convicted felon.
Well, answering your own question, what do you think you got wrong?
Well, I got...
You told me, when we interviewed in that podcast, you said, I guarantee Donald Trump will never be president again.
Yeah.
Right. You were wrong.
Well, I got wrong. It's competition for sure. I thought Biden was up to the job. He wasn't, and they didn't give her enough time. So I got that wrong for sure. The second thing that I got wrong is that I didn't understand Trump's hold on these people because I thought there was a breaking point. My dad had a great expression. He was a construction worker. Here's a rock. You hit it one time, it doesn't break. 500 times, it doesn't break. You hit it the 1,000th time, it splinters into a million pieces. You don't know which one of those things broke the rock. And I thought, okay, there's just too much that he's doing that's wrong, and there's too much that he's doing that's un-American. The rock is going to shatter. I actually thought the Puerto Rican moment was a potential sign of the rock shattering. So I got that wrong. But the last thing that I'm worried about, and this is something hopefully Dominic will address, do we have to break the world in order to fix it again? Because we broke the world in 14 to 17 or 14 to 19. We had a terrible treaty. We went back to war 20 years later. We broke the world again. We came out of 45 with the right treaties and the right architecture. And I'm just wondering now, are we going to be in a situation where the world has to break again in order to conjoin people and get it fixed?
That's a pretty terrifying thought, because the world might break in because we don't address the climate crisis, or because we don't address the refugee crisis, etc. Marina, what do you think we got wrong?
I think I said something about me because I have honestly spent like 18 months, 2 years saying to my husband pretty much every single day, he's going to